Hello everybody, welcome to this amazing game of Astellia. Today I wanted to answer a lot of frequently asked questions from my Twitch and give you guys an idea of what the game is, how does it play, the feeling, what's there to do, and pretty much get you guys set for the release, which is on September 28th at about 5 p.m. Pacific. This game is a Korean MMORPG being ported over to the West with a lot of significant changes, such as the removal of gender lock and pay-to-win mechanics. The gender lock is still in the game. 2 classes got unlocked, 3 are on the works. They will be released later on. If you make a character that is currently locked, when they become unlocked, they'll give you a ticket to swap your appearance and gender at a later time if you want to. The pay to win has been removed and replaced with just cosmetics. The cosmetics in the Korean version actually do come with bonuses and stats, but that's not the case here. It's all just for looks. You could buy extra character slots, storage expansion, and just very convenient things. The cash shop exists because this is not a subscription game, it is a buy to play. Once you buy the game, you own it, you play it up until you're done with it. There is no monthly subscription. They do offer that, but I'll explain that down the line why I don't recommend that. Just buy the game at the $30 base price when it comes out. You have 5 classes: Warrior, Assassin, Mage, Archer, and Scholar. The holy trinity of classes, which are healer, DPS, and tank. Your parties consist of 4 people to do dungeons and all that as a group. On top of that, there's a lot of customization to your character, so we'll get into that shortly. The game is a tab target MMORPG where you auto attack, you can move a little bit, some spells can have some mobility to it, others will require you to sit still for a brief moment. Others allow you to cast or channel. That's up to you to discover. There's a lot of combos and customizations with the spells. They go pretty in depth, so you'll have to find the rotation and how your spells work together. That's what would make your character very important. There is a lot of small things to do in this game. Even though the equipment seem pretty basic, you have 1 weapon slot and 1 armor slot, but you have 4 jewelry slots, and each item comes with 5 rune slots. So not only do you have to find the items, but then you need runes to put into the items to make them better. So the items will provide you primary stat boosts, such as this ring, which gives me wisdom and intelligence, but then I have slots to improve my sub-stats down here, so I increase my critical attack damage and my basic attack, and that's all found here. You have 8 stats to the game, which you can allocate points to. The points are allocated by using these Ultra Crystals. They give you a random range which they can improve you by, so you can only put up to 5 stat points into 1 stat at a time, but you'll use these crystals to give you a random range, and you'll try to improve your stats the best they can. If you didn't improve them the way you wanted to, or you feel like you could do better, you can hit this reset button and use more crystals to improve your stats. The rarer the crystal, the higher the value. The crystals can be crafted, they're not purchased, no pay to win there. You can freely reset your stats, there's no limitation to that. Later down the line, it is not yet released, but each class comes with 3 subclasses that you'll be able to choose from, giving you 2 unique abilities and upgrading 1 ability that you already have. They are not out yet, we haven't been able to explore them, but they are level 50 things that are at the max level. So we don't know what they'll be for, other than just augmenting yourself later down the line. Those will be released with the legendary dungeons when those come out. The endgame content has been limited since this is just the head start that I'm playing in, and then they'll be releasing it very shortly after launch. So with all that, you also have your individual skills and skill points. The skill points can go in to enhance specific features of certain skills. It's effectively a talent tree. You cannot fill all the stats, you can't upgrade all your abilities, so you'll have to choose what you upgrade, the value of that upgrade, and if that's what you want. That's up to you to do. You can also do presets where you load up which skills you have for PvP or PvE. That'll be for you to explore and get into. The game continues to get a little more complicated with Estelles. Estelles are not only
on my knightly honor.
A summon, but they are effectively a spell as well. Each Estelle comes with their own ability that you can use to help augment your battles. So Virgo is a tank, and her ability is to pull and taunt a target. So for example, if I'm in battle, I now have a taunt that will go to my Estelle and keep me protected. I can use it on command, doesn't cost me anything, as it only has a cooldown on her. Estelles go a lot more in depth as well. They are not limited to just one spell. Virgo, as another example, has a lot of auto spells that she'll cast on her own while she fights. On top of that, Estelles really go in depth. They are intense. Essentially, Estelles are cards, and these cards, very similar to like a MOBA game, come with a grade and their own level and can be upgraded in their own way. Let's take Virgo for an example. So first, we have her level, which is currently 49. They can't surpass your level, but they do level up with you. Once you level up, they can begin to level up to your level. They have a star grade. The star grade affects what they can equip on them, along with just overall improving all of their stats. And then they also have their own skins, which you can go out of your way to buy from the cash shop or whatever you're going to do there. You can equip them with jewels. These stars are just enhancements, very much like the runes for yourself, which give their substats improvements. You could also enhance them so that they absorb the stars, and then you can place more on them. You can do that up to 5 times, and very much like your stats, if you don't like them, you can reset it, lose all the progress you put into it, but then put more better stars on them. So there's no overall commitment there. Finally, that's not the only thing they affect. Down here in your hotbar where you have Estelles, this is called your deck. And your deck can have effects, which give you permanent bonuses based on the deck that you've made. Estelles give points to 3 different abilities, and to get the effect of these abilities, you have to get enough points to hit the green arrow. Blue and orange are better versions of the same ability, so getting it higher will give you a better effect. It'll tell you what Estelles have these effects, and the way that you get more points in them is by raising their grade. Their grade effectively gives you more points for you to get more of your deck built up. So choosing your Estelles, what's in your deck, their abilities, all goes to augment what you do. On top of that, there's another thing called the co-op skill. There's conditional skills that if you cast them, an Estelle will cast that ability in response. Aqua Bubble is effectively such a huge slow, it roots the enemy in place. Ice Arrow is the conditional spell there, and my Ice Arrow is just a slow. So if I have Pisces out and I use Ice Arrow,
did you call me?
It would root the enemy in place. I would show that, but unfortunately my Pisces is not as decked out enough to land it, but hopefully we'll see if it roots him. So there's my slow.
Aqua Bubble!
And she rooted it. You can see the blue, it's not moving anymore. And that changed the way that my character effectively plays. There are chances that the abilities do miss, as your stats do make a huge difference. If I unsummon her and then I go to another enemy and use Ice Spear, you'll see that he's not rooted, he is moving, and it just shows that it's important to know what your Estelles do and how you combo them with you. They are not just a summon, but a way to augment what you do. They can improve your DPS, they can help you heal, they can do a lot. There's so many different kinds, they all have their own classes. You have Muse types, which are like party buffs. So as long
Do you need my help?
as long as I have him out, my entire party has an increase of maximum mana, and then his ability reduces the cost of everybody's skills. So making a deck, choosing your Estelles is all very important. So how do you get your Estelles? Estelles are found in dungeons and through questing. So you'll find multiple of them. There are a total of 33. If you don't like the way that some of them look, some of them are different than others.
Will always tremble with
so you don't have to worry them all being small. I know that was a problem for some people, but
I was waiting for you to call me.
there are several different types. There are giant versions called saviors. It's all about exploring and discovering that part for yourself. The Estelles go very deep. They're an extension of your character, and you can have up to 3 at a time.
Archer, do you need my help?
It starts to drain your AP having only one out at a time, you'll see that my AP actually starts to recover. You can have one out and their upkeep cost is less than what you recover, but once you have a second one out, the upkeep for both of them starts to drain you. There are actually deck effects to help you get your upkeep higher, so you can maybe have up to 2 out at a time, but I haven't gotten to that point myself. So now that we've kind of explored the Estelles and combat, let's get into the dungeons. There are solo and party dungeons. Solo is just a version for you to run by yourself, and party allows you to go with a group of 4. It consumes tickets, which are down here. You can have 24 tickets with Norden's favor, 20 at base. Essentially, in order to go to a dungeon, you need the tickets. This is a way to limit how you farm the dungeons, but don't worry, again, the pay-to-win portion of this has been removed. They allow you to now earn tickets over time, get tickets through repeatable quests, and you can also buy it with in-game currency called Zender from the Zender shop. So don't worry about that, you will have access to dungeons as long as you need. So it's just very important that you pick the dungeons you need. The dungeons do list what you have there, so you can see what you expect to get out of a dungeon. You get Estelles. Getting duplicates increases the grade of your Estelle. So for every Estelle duplicate that you get, it will increase the SP meter, and once that hits top, you'll get another star. I believe they go up to a total of 10 stars. That's about how in-depth they go. There's a lot to explore there and a lot to put into for the Estelles, so running a lot of dungeons and grinding for more Estelles, making them more powerful, makes you more powerful. Crafting is another big thing in this game. You can only learn one crafting skill, which is one of 5, I believe. And then your crafting skill will give you materials to do any of the professions, but you have all the professions available to you. You could do all the mining, you could do all the gem crafting, but of course you'll be limited to whatever materials you can get from your gathering skill, so you'll have to buy from others if you want to. There is an auction house to sell items you craft and buy, and that really covers just about everything. Let me show you one last thing called the Star's Tale. If you like to look for secrets, there's a checklist of secrets. I was thinking about all the secret chests you can find. You want to collect as many things as you can, and you can get free rewards. Rewards like Estelles. This one starts at grade 3, so my Pisces became a grade 3. I haven't found another Pisces since. You can get a 4-star Rhoda. Those types of things you just need to look out for. It's a great way to easily increase your power just by doing a little bit of extra things. But these things are not entirely easy. You have to go out of your way and figure them out. From finding ancient monsters, which are just unique monsters with the title ancient while you're grinding, finding the viewpoints, defeating the world bosses, finding chests from around the world, grinding for collection pieces, finding and all the secrets. These are secret lore bits that are just laid around the world, and quests that don't necessarily hold your hand and have a lot of small bits to them. There is a lot to explore in this game, and I know I haven't moved a lot for you, mostly because I just wanted to talk and give brief demonstrations and show you. Oh, there's an ancient right there. Lucky me. Just wanted to show you what the game has, and it's got a lot. This is the end game kind of desert area. There's tons and tons of quests. A couple of my things that I have done is, like, I've been just grinding my gathering skill and just trying to improve so I can make better income. I have my guild. I have, you know, right now that I'm max level, I'm still exploring the story, which is a very long quest line. And then there's also still quests to give me advanced gear, a lot of money. What I'm trying to do now is improve myself for the legendary dungeons that will be coming out shortly. I'm preparing myself for the Avalon PvP. So what you have at the end game is this 3-faction PvP where you all enter a big map and you fight for your faction to take over the map as much as you can for your faction. On top of that, you have Arena, which is 1v1s, and 4v4s, which also has a ladder rank for you to do. You have Coliseum, which is you and a party go into a Coliseum and monsters will flood to you. You try to finish as fast as you can to gain you know, high ranking and rewards. There's a solo version, a party version. Not sure why the solo version has 4 people in it, but there's just a lot to explore and do. The game is a theme park MMO. A lot of people would relate it to something like that, where you go from place to place. It's kind of linear, not open world. You're not going to explore a whole lot. There's a lot of convenience to the game, a whole bunch of things to find and grind, and it just mimics an MMORPG very well. Just your good classic type of exploration and fun. Though the areas can be kind of linear, there is a lot of secrets within it, and exploring it was a lot of fun. My tips to you, if you want to reach maximum level as fast as you can, just focus on the quests. They give the most experience. But if you want to have fun and go for the full experience, I highly suggest that you learn your gathering skill at level 1. Choose what you want to do. Your gathering skills are pretty simple. You have mining for blacksmithing, gem mining for jewel crafting, carpentry has woodwork, then leather crafting is something you get from defeating enemies, so you don't have to get the gathering skill for that, or tailoring. There's herb collection for alchemy. There's relic discovery for archaeology, which I've gone through. Archaeology is like those Atra crystals we had talked about. I can craft them, so I will be selling these on the market for money. And then there's also cooking, which you can eat the food for buffs and effects. There are so many quests and things to do, and I'm level 50 here with so much out there. I'm going to be coming up with guides to help you guys understand certain other aspects a lot more in depth, so you know what to do per class and know what you can do. There are 11 dungeons right now, ranging from level 15 all the way to 50. You still run the lower level dungeons if you want to find lower Estelles, you know, to get those rewards. They're pretty easy there. But when you get to the higher levels, you'll see the difficulty begin to spike as bosses require you to have a bit more dexterity in dodging abilities and all of that. Hopefully I have answered any questions you had about Astellia. If you have more, please let me know in the comments down below. The game does release in one day, and I hope to see you all there. For the Star's Tale, I will be coming out with guides, as I've been able to figure out where everything is for majority of them. I just haven't gone out of my way to get everything just yet. But I'm at that point where I can help you guys get to that and understand everything in greater detail. Thank you all for watching. If you want to check out Astellia on my Twitch, come follow me over at twitch.tv/TydeTyme, and I'll see you all there. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.